In today's video, I want to talk about something that's very common and very easy to fall into. It's kind of like a trap, and if we get caught up in this trap, it's game over for our habit formation. Watch this video to learn more. So what I want to talk to you about today is called picking your battles. One of the most common things we do, one of the most common traps that we fall into when we want to try and integrate something new into our life or form a new habit, is we get really excited and motivated at the start and we just throw ourselves into it. We just sprint, essentially. We're going to get into shape, we're going to start a new blog, we're going to create videos, we're going to start a new business, and we get this burst of motivation and throw ourselves into so many things all at the same time. But inevitably, what happens? After a certain period of time, a couple of weeks, a month, whatever, the wheels come flying off and you're back to square one. Why? Because you burnt yourself out. You've got no willpower left. It reminds me a lot of a computer game I used to play, an athletics game. One of the races was like 1,500 meters or 5,000 meters long, an endurance race. And you had to control your athlete, and there was an energy bar there, and you could see how much energy the athlete had. You could press the button, and each time you press the button, the athlete runs a bit faster, so you can essentially control how much energy that athlete uses. I always used to mess this up. I used to just go off way too fast, and then my athlete would get knackered halfway through, and then he's pretty much injured, can't move anymore because he's got no energy left, and all the other competitors would come flying past and win the race. You know, willpower is very similar to that. You know, if you sprint off, if you just go hell for leather on new habits or new things you want to implement into your life, then you're just going to burn out. You're not going to win the race. You're going to be like that injured athlete. Burnout is a pretty common problem, but what are the things that we can do to try and make sure that we don't experience it? Firstly, make change during periods of calmness. When you make any kind of change or you form a new habit, it's very taxing on your willpower. This is especially true if the thing that you're trying to do is going to take a long time or takes a lot of effort or requires some kind of emotional regulation, so controlling your thoughts and feelings. These kind of things are especially taxing for you. So if your life's an utter mess and there's all this chaos going on around you that's already depleting your willpower, that's just not setting yourself up for success. So get everything steady and in order first before you take on these changes. The second thing is take on one thing at a time. If you're trying to build a business, and that's the thing you want to do, just focus entirely on that. Don't try and focus on building a business and getting in shape and then creating a website and doing all this other stuff at the same time. As time goes by and you're focusing on this one thing that you want to change, it's inevitably going to become a lot easier for you over time. The willpower that you require to do that thing is just going to get less as it becomes more and more automatic. And that's the point where you can start to add new projects or new changes to your life. By taking things on one by one, you're going to give yourself a much greater chance of succeeding rather than just taking on this plethora of changes and habit formations all at once, which is likely to just destroy your willpower. The third thing is learn when to stop. You see, motivational highs can be both a blessing and a curse. The tendency when we have these motivational highs is to just go crazy. I've had this before where it's like 8 o'clock at night and I really should start working. I've already done 12 hours of work, but I just want to keep going because my motivation is high. And on the short term, it seems okay. You can have one or two of these days where you're just working flat out. But if you keep doing this over time, you will burn out. Sometimes, even though your motivation is high and you want to ride that wave for as long as possible, the right thing to do is to just stop, go out and do some sport, get into nature, get some rest, get a good night's sleep, and keep that motivation for the next day. Remember that runner in the marathon race, you see his energy bar, right? Motivation doesn't offset that. Even though you're highly motivated, your energy bar can still get destroyed if you push it too far. So even though it's really tempting to go hell for leather, and trust me, I get this, try and rein that in a little bit and take a longer term approach or a longer term view on this. So in summary, when you want to make a change, when you want to form a new habit, when you want to do something difficult, then manage your willpower pretty carefully. Don't just go hell for leather, don't just go crazy, don't be that sprinter in the marathon race. Take a longer term strategic view on this and rein it in. You've got to be in this for the long term, for habits to stick and for the results to come. I hope you liked this video. If you did, like my video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again next time.